Good morning, I'm Maiki Oreta, and welcome to Industry Beacon, where we shine a light on the trailblazers, the disruptors, and the industry leaders shaping our future. And in each episode, we'll explore how they're staying ahead in their respective fields, one industry at a time. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of contemporary art and investment, sparked by the recent $6.2 million purchase of the infamous banana art by Chinese crypto entrepreneur Justin Sun. Now, this controversial sale has ignited a global debate about the value of conceptual art and its far-reaching impacts. To help us navigate this topic and explore its implications for the Philippine art industry, we're joined by Attorney Tonico Manahan, the lawyer and auctioneer of the country's leading auction house, the Leon Gallery. Hello, Attorney Manahan, and welcome to Industry Beacon.
Good morning, Maiki. Thank you very much for having me. It's my pleasure to be your guest today.
Okay, let's jump right into it. Now, the $6.2 million sale of the banana art has both captivated and baffled people worldwide. Some are calling it pure genius, while others are very skeptical of it. What do you think about this piece?
First of all, the piece is called The Comedian. There's a concept behind it. It's by a renowned Italian artist named Maurizio Cattelan. It's not my personal taste, but conceptual art is something that has to be reckoned with. It's art that, it's a movement that prioritizes the concept or the idea rather than the material concerns. Mm-hmm. And conceptual art is something that's more and more prevalent throughout the world. And we have a smattering of it in the Philippines. We have some. And it's arguably an important piece. And, conceptual art has its roots in Dadaism, which started in 1917, so it's been around a long time.
Yeah, it's a form of contemporary art. It's
Correct.
Been around since the 1960s, popularized by Duchamp.
No, it's been around, it's been called that since the 1960s. Duchamp came up with his first work in 1917. It was a urinal that was entitled The Fountain, and then it was emblazoned saying Armat. It's arguably the most important piece of conceptual art in the world. Mm-hmm. And in relative terms, they're saying that piece is priceless. But this piece is also important. Going back into Cattelan, the comedian, this is actually an edition of 3. And going into conceptual art, what you're actually buying in this case are the instructions and diagrams and the certification that come with it. The mm-hmm. banana can be eaten. Mm-hmm. In fact, mm-hmm. it has been eaten in several public expeditions. So, the first time that it was sold was in Art Basel, Miami in 2019. There were 3 editions sold. Mm-hmm.
No? The winner gets a banana, an ordinary roll of duct tape, and a certificate of authenticity.
Yes,
what do you think about this? And the instructions on how to replicate it once a banana, goes. What do you think about this package, the package as it is?
Well, in conceptual art, you may not even get the banana or the duct tape. You get the instructions, basically, and the diagrams and the renowned. So when that was sold, it was sold for $120,000 for each edition. One of the greatest artists in the world, contemporary artist, Damien Hirst, tried to buy a third one, and he was rebuffed, even if his works would have been a trade for a work in the millions of dollars. But we have to dig deeper into why is this an important piece of art, and why was it sold for that amount. The sale was just a month ago, Sotheby's mm-hmm. now, mm-hmm. and it was bought by
Justin Sun, a Chinese crypto entrepreneur. What was the significance behind this piece, and why did it fetch such a large sum?
So Justin Sun has a crypto platform which he created, and he also has a cryptocurrency called TRX, which he paid for the banana with, for the comedian. And he has a track record of advocating crypto as an investment. In fact, previously, he had paid for a lunch with Warren Buffett for $5 million.
Right.
And then he has the temerity to cancel on Warren Buffett, because Warren Buffett's one of the biggest critics of crypto. Mm-hmm. And from there, they eventually, when they did have that lunch, he gave Warren Buffett a cell phone filled with cryptocurrencies in it. So it's much more than, first of all, he paid with his own cryptocurrency, so his own cryptocurrency is publicized. Mm-hmm. Second,
there was a strategic PR angle to
yes.
this.
And, $6.2 million is a large amount for me. But,
taking it into context, Justin Sun
Yes.
was a famous crypto entrepreneur in his own right. He's just in his 30s.
He's 34.
He's 34 years
He's
old.
born in China, spends most of his time in Switzerland, and he's the permanent World Trade Organization delegate of Grenada. And he has a net worth of $1.5 billion.
Exactly, $1.5 billion as of early 2024. So this
Yes.
was just a drop in the bucket for him.
It's just a drop in the bucket for all of those crypto people.
What was the broader message you think he was trying to convey with his acquisition of this, the comedian, the $6.2 million banana duct tape to a wall?
Well, I can't really speak for Justin Sun because we've never met or whatever. But when the comedian first came out, they were all the people were saying that it's a brilliant thing. Were saying that it was talking about world trade with a comedic angle. I had a meeting the other night with some of the top movers and shakers in the art world, and we were saying, why don't we do the same thing with Philippine mangoes and have like a Guimaras mango, a Dumaguete mango, Cebu mango, Pangasinan mango, Zambales mango, all with duct tapes.
Yeah,
But
Filipinos are going to be poking fun at this, and that's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds as well.
Yes. So conceptual art in the Philippines has been around for some time. The primary advocate of his name was Roberto Chabet. He was a teacher in UP for 30 years, but he came from UST. And Chabet he has so many disciples around today who are pushing the envelope in terms of conceptual art. John Santos, the Aquilisans, everyone from UP who keep on pushing on the concept. In fact, in my home gallery, Leon Gallery, our largest auction result for conceptual art involved a piece of Chabet for 8 million pesos some years back. So it's not a new thing to some people, and there are institutions that consistently push conceptual art. The Art Fair Philippines with their special exhibits. The Metropolitan Museum is very cutting edge in their new exhibits as well.
Are there artists like Mauricio Catalan here in the Philippines, in our art scene, that push the envelope in the ways that he does, in the ways that he did with this banana art, the comedian?
There's some too, but none of that renowned. I mean, the reality is Philippine artists were great, they're great, but they need to compete more in the worldwide stage. And we wish them all the best, and we will push them all the way. And there are a few who handle, like John Santos, for example, does a lot of found objects. So found objects are, they go back to Duchamp, from ready-made objects of Duchamp. So around 1919, like that, and whatever. But like John, just like Duchamp, will never go back to figurative works. He'll stick with found objects.
Going back to the comedian,
Yes.
the big sale of that, you're a big part of the art community here in the Philippines. What is the local art community saying about this? What are the whispers in the board meetings? What is the conversation when it comes to this piece?
It's always brought up, and a lot of people just don't understand it and will not embrace it or whatever. The banana farmers love it because there's focus on bananas, and we need to protect our banana industry. We're a major banana country. But in general, conceptual art, some foreigners would ask me before, why do Filipinos focus on paintings? Because art is very broad.
That's right.
There's a lot of media. And my answer to them is, well, we have a national hero who we grew up reading about, who did mostly paintings, maybe a few sculptures. So we're very traditional in that sense. But there are collectors out there who are very cutting edge. I have friends who are into all of these sorts of media. But whether it's going to have the secondary market propelled by an auction locally, that's another matter altogether.
Okay, we're going to be taking a quick break. Industry Beacon. We'll be right back. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Industry Beacon, where we're continuing our discussion with Attorney Tonico Manahan, the lawyer and auctioneer of the Leon Gallery, to explore the wider impact of the $6.2 million sale of the controversial banana art by crypto entrepreneur Justin Sun. Okay, Attorney Manahan, what role do you think social media had to play in the sale of this piece, and why it was able to command such a high price?
I'm sure that it had a big role because the demographic of the likes of Justin Sun in that community a major part of the auction, it's not only the winner, but also the people who are bidding against him. And these crypto billionaires tend to flock and bid against each other. And I felt that running up to this auction, there was great marketing on the part of the auction house to push this auction in particular. And the barrier was set already on how much it went for previously. So there was a great push from the auction house, which included social media, in order to push it to this height. Yes.
In any case, he plans to eat it. Justin Sun plans to eat the banana as part of the artistic process. Okay. After that, he can replace it. But that said, do you think that this piece has a potential resale value?
It's a matter of time and place. I hope that he would have eaten it by now, because I'm sure it would have rotted by now at this point. But this isn't the first time that the Chinese billionaire has used, the piece to. There was a stock market wizard who paid millions of dollars for a Chinese teacup and drank tea out of it, and paid with his credit card and whatever. So Justin Sun, it depends. People change their minds about things, and there might be a resale value. It really depends on the liquidity of the market as well. So it's part of the things of auctions. Auctions globally are having a flight to quality, as in the quality pieces are the ones that are performing. There's been opinions by experts better than me abroad saying that this will not cause a blip in terms of the contemporary art market and whatnot, because of the general tide against it. But hopefully there would be a resale value. And Catalan is a serious artist that has a lot of followers as well.
Turning to the Philippine art market, how do you see global trends like this influencing the local market?
Well, when you say the market, we're looking at the primary market, the museum market, and then the auction market. The primary market pushes the envelope. The museum market, the Met is pushing more exhibitions like this. In Leon, I can only talk for Leon as an auction house. We have some things that would be considered conceptual. Like in our upcoming auction, we have something from a New York Times photographer that is largely conceptual, because a photograph of Imelda listening to the musical about her. Okay. So the concept is more than the piece itself.
What lessons can the Philippine art industry learn from this sale?
I think the biggest lesson from the artists to have is that you have to push the envelope and compete globally. The reality is our artists locally, we have a very vibrant market here that's even better than the market abroad at the moment. But there's such a big market out there, and it's in the millions of dollars. Whereas here, there's like a cap to how much people will spend and whatnot. And we've been lucky. We've been lucky enough to always reach the better edges of the cap because of the marketing skill of my gallery owner friend.
Yeah.
But artists should compete globally.
Yes, and there is a cap, as you said, there is a cap for the amount people in the Philippines are willing to pay. But when you go overseas, the world is your oyster.
Yes.
That said, you think there's room for Philippine artists to break into the global market with works that challenge traditional forms of art?
The creativity of the Filipinos are famous. Like Pio Abad was just given an award in London. I have a friend named Christopher Ardena that every time he exhibits in art fairs abroad, the curators always buy his work. A lot of people get their epiphanies while being abroad. And don't forget, centuries ago, Luna and Hidalgo were regaled by Rizal as being the best in the world. And that's what really defined what being a Filipino was, rather than monkeys competing in Spain.
And how do you think controversial sales like the comedian, this banana art, help in the growth of the art industry in the Philippines?
It's all part of the game. It's all part of it. The important thing is if you generate interest in art, it's a win-win situation for the artists, for the patrons, for everyone. So if people tend to put things in concept, follow the path laid down by Mr. Chabet and by the other people doing conceptual art, then there's room. When we do auction sales, there is interest from abroad, I can tell you that. We can track when the bids come in from abroad. So as long as we push the envelope, as long as we stay the course, as long as we support our artists, it's a rosy picture.
Okay, and for aspiring artists, for those that want to pursue a career in art, undergrad or post-grad, where do you think they should study? Where are the best schools right now in the Philippines for contemporary art?
I'm very biased because I'm from Ateneo, and Ateneo has a new art management program. That being said, we don't have a known great artist, maybe a few of them. But UP is the best in terms of conceptual art. UST is great for technical skill. But the reality is you can learn art. We live in an information age. They can study on their own as well and just practice. There have been many self-taught artists. But when we say art industry, it's a whole thing. It's not just artists. It's curators, writers. We need all of those. It takes a village to do things.
Okay, yeah. And we had an interesting conversation before coming on air. You talked to us about the auction that you have this weekend and how one of Rizal's works will actually be in this auction. It's a piece of, what was the material?
It's a plaster of Paris
of Josephine Bracken. Can you tell us more about this piece? What's the starting bid price and how much might it fetch?
So this is a piece made by Rizal himself, fully documented from the time in Dapitan. It used to be called Dapitan Woman, and now I think it's called Josephine something. The National Museum has expressed interest to have the right of first refusal exercised. And they will definitely bid at least 7 million, which is the starting. But I can say for a fact that there's been interest from so many other collectors, and we expect that to hit. To give you an idea, we've had results before for sale, and they've been over 8 digits anytime. So we had a wooden tray that had a muscular man carved by Rizal. We had many things.
Okay, talk to us about the provenance of this piece.
It's actually a direct, well, tangentially direct because Rizal didn't have any children, but it's from the descendants. I know them personally. We can fully document, we can have them execute an affidavit, and it's been published. It's a known thing, that who it's owned by.
Okay, how might it fetch for? The starting bid is 7 million, but you know, anyone's guess where that's going to go. But in your experience as an auctioneer, a piece like this, how much would it possibly fetch? Okay,
it really depends on whether 2-3 people battle it out, no? But I would say minimum 15, probably 20 to 25, because I will be representing someone else as well bidding on that.
Last question before I let you go. What's your outlook for the art industry here in the Philippines as we come into 2025 following the sale, the historic sale of this piece of conceptual art?
It's a flight to quality. Let's continue pushing the envelope. There's so much creativity from the Philippines, and I must say this. We have a First Lady who has been embedded in the cultural scene for some time, even before they're sitting in Malacanang. So there's a lot of support now. It's just that times are hard globally also. So artists should push the envelope and keep on trying to strive for better things. Patrons should forget about the bad times and just invest in the artists and support the artists. This is the time that we're expecting support from government, and we're seeing it. We're seeing it as well, if not, you know, just patronage and whatever.
It's a good time to be in the art scene right now.
It's a good time to be in the art scene.
All right. Thank you for your time, Attorney Manahan.
Thank you so much, Maiki. Pleasure being here.
And that's it for today's show. I'm Maiki Oreta. Catch the Bilyonaryo News Channel on Free TV Channel 31 and on cable via Cignal Channel 24. Thank you for watching the Bilyonaryo News Channel, always on top.